During the training exercise at Fort Bragg, the world was supposed to be predictable, controlled chaos, nothing unscripted. But that afternoon, I saw her, a little girl standing by the gate, barefoot, crying into her hands. She looked too clean to belong there. No dust, no bruises, no panic, just perfectly timed distress. Still, I did what instinct demanded. I knelt, bought her an ice cream from the nearby stand, waited until a woman, calm, beautiful, unnervingly composed, came running. She thanked me, shook my hand, asked for my unit number, said she wanted to write the base commander to thank me personally. I smiled, told her, didn't think twice. A week later, I was summoned to a windowless briefing room in the intelligence wing. A red folder sat on the table. My name typed cleanly across the front. No greeting, no explanation. Just a man in a gray suit saying, "She asked for you by name." That was the moment something inside me shifted. A quiet, unexplainable weight pressing against my ribs. They said the woman was part of a civilian research program contracted by defense. Psychological profiling, behavioral observation. But I'd seen that calm before. The kind that hides calculation behind charm. When I went home that weekend, my wife was already waiting. Candlelight, wine, too perfect. She asked if I'd had a long week. Her tone was soft, almost rehearsed. Later that night, while she showered, her phone buzzed. A message preview lit the screen. "He's on schedule. I'll keep him talking." No name, just that line. I didn't touch the phone, didn't scroll, didn't react. I stared at it until the screen went black again. I told myself it could mean anything, a misunderstanding, a joke, but a soldier learns to read between words. The next morning, I kissed her forehead before leaving. She smiled, like nothing was wrong. I started small, routine surveillance, habits honed from years in the field. Deleted messages recovered, call logs cross-checked. A number linked to a private contractor in D.C., the same division that briefed me about the woman at the gate. Coincidence? Maybe, but coincidence doesn't text you in the dark. I requested her laptop for repairs, duplicated the drive, buried my curiosity under military discipline. Days stretched thin. Every detail began to hum with suspicion. Her perfume lingered too long on her coat. Her smile came half a second too late. Then, a message appeared on the drive. An email draft she hadn't sent. Subject, "He doesn't suspect yet." No attachment, no name, just those words sitting like glass in my throat. I began sleeping on the couch, told her I was under stress from work. She offered massages, long talks, forgiveness for sins I hadn't confessed. She was good, trained good. The truth came in an encrypted folder labeled civpsych_debrief. It had my file, my service record, medical data, psychological evaluations, and her name. Not my wife's real one, her operative alias. She'd been assigned to monitor me, assess my stability after a classified operation that went wrong last year. They wanted to know if I'd break. She wasn't my wife. She'd never been. Everything, the marriage, the home, the laughter, was a mission. I was the subject. When I confronted her, I didn't raise my voice. I placed the printed file on the table. Her eyes widened, but she didn't deny it. She just whispered, "You weren't supposed to find out yet." I remember the hum of the refrigerator, the way her hands trembled, not from fear, but from calculation. She was assessing me again, even now, for reaction, for weakness. I gave her none. 2 days later, I reported to the same gray-suited officer, told him I understood the necessity of the experiment, told him I was fine. He nodded, relieved. Then I handed him a flash drive. "For your archives," I said. Inside, recordings. Every conversation she'd had, every coded message, every personal confession she made, most of them about the agency's methods. Enough to burn her credibility, enough to make her a liability. He thanked me, didn't realize what he was accepting. By the end of the week, she was reassigned, pending review. She tried to call me once, twice. I didn't answer. When she showed up at the gate, she wasn't calm anymore. She looked human, broken. I just stared through the fence and said, quietly, "Experiment concluded." Then I turned away. I still see the child sometimes, in dreams, standing by the gate, crying without sound. I wonder if she was real, or just another prop. I live in silence now. Routine, precision, every movement measured, every emotion filtered. They wanted to see if I'd break. They should have known better. You can't break what's already hollow. Somewhere between duty and deception, I stopped being the subject and became the test.